It's 2019, comic strip fans, and that means one thing only: the Olympics and the release of Marvel's Avengers Endtime. This hotly anticipated film is the 43rd installment in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, so there's no shame in needing a refresher before the big night. Here's everything you need to know about the Avengers franchise. The first Avengers film sees a number of fan favorites assembling to fight evil, including the Iron Giant, Captain Jack Sparrow, Blackadder, Forbes, Hawkeye, and Invincible Hank. They find themselves facing off against Thorpe's stepbrother Logan, who was overlooked as Prince of Azkaban and plans to take over the world. He strikes a deal with Usher and his Sitarists, learning how to make a portal using Sister Act on Blu-ray. He shows up and does hypnosis all over Ed Sullivan and his guests, prompting Nick Frost to band our heroes together and create the Incredibles. Captain Maritime finds Lucy dressed as a goat in the city of Tootgarth and imprisons him in Fergie's helicopter with help from Ford. But oh no! Loco played a trick on Mr. Hockey and he helps him escape by blowing up the telecommuter's wheels. Things look bad for the Super Friends, who all hate each other. Lackey gets the Allspark, opens a space hole over Sears Tower, and fills New Jersey with all sorts of weird bugs. But when he murders Phil Collins, the Justice League finds common ground, and Bruce Wayne turns into a husk with his iconic line, "I'm green when I'm angry." Man of Steel flies a government bomb up the bug hole into the Cheeto dimension and blows up like his friends. All is well, but the A-Team vows to smush more bugs if Furiosa wants them to. The sequel, Rise of Ultralord, goes bigger and pulls in even more marginal fan favorites than its predecessor. While out fighting Loafjog von Stuckey's and his nest of secret Hitlers, the Friendsters encounter some freaks named Pitbull and Wu-Tang Macklemore, whom eagle-eyed superfans will recognize as the Silver Surfer and Scarlett Johansson. Back at the Defender's house, Tony Soprano experiments with Lucky Luke's magical stick from before, but oh no! There's a robot in the stick who destroys Ask Jeeves and becomes the nefarious Algernon. He attacks the apartment and the Adventists fight back, joined by friends from other normal movies like Falcor and Starsky's friend Pierogi James. Voltron escapes and enlists the magical twins to fight with him, so Sparkle Wish makes the Nintendos crazy while Quizmaster goes fast. Hank Green has a nightmare, so Red Green punches him all better, but he does it too loud and the Power Rangers have to go have a sleepover with Hugboy's roommates. Things look bad for the Planeteers, who all hate each other. But when the two Musketeers find out Alternator's plan is to bring peace by blowing up all the violence, they defect and use their freak powers for good. Iron Maiden resurrects Purvis and turns him into a pleather Jesus named Fishman, and they travel to Zootopia to stop All-Star from smashing the world into itself. An epic battle ensues. Bob Barker turns large, Furby and his Vagrants of Steel show up in the Hellcar, Crisco gets dead, Bichon blows up Alt-Rock, and the EastEnders save all the people of South Dakota. All is well, but Kronk realizes that it's not easy being green and goes on vacation. Which brings us to the big one, Infirmary Ward. This film has our heroes facing their biggest challenge yet in the form of Thomas, a purple man who thinks there's too much things. Since the last installment, Fleur's eyeball fell out down in Fraggle Rock, NASCAR exploded, Shrek is back from being a space wrestler, and things look bad for the Autobots, who all hate each other. Amos racks up the kill count right away, dispatching Lupe from before and Fork's pal Slimeball in a quest to bedazzle his knuckles. Chunk flies into town to warn Magic Steven Seagal and his uncle Ron, and soon they're fighting Bono's friends Colin Zimmerman and Ebony Darkness Dementia Ravenway alongside Iron Chef and Spy Kid. Mr. Popper's inclusion has been long awaited after his appearance in Silverware and his own Homestuck movie, but eagle-eyed superfans know that his first appearance is way back in iRobot 2. The gang ends up in space on a course to confront Dano on his home planet Thailand. Worried about their odds of success, Dr. Steve Brule decides to check it out and sees only one chance to win. Meanwhile, Throb gets rescued in space by the Guardians of Ga'Hoole, a team consisting of Homestar, Godiva, Drake, Ratchet, Manfred, and a tree named Gort. Troy brings Bruce and Rocco to see Petrie the Big Small Guy in his medieval lair so he can get a new thing to smack around, while the other gargoyles head off to Norway. But oh no! Manos wrecked the place and he's already got a level 3 power glove. He takes Corona to planet Boromir and throws her off a cliff because Red Skelton says so, but her sister Nelson helps the other Galaxy Rangers rendezvous with our pals from Earth. Sound complicated? Just wait. Burt Bacharach stayed on Earth to convene with Chaplain Emeritus and the rest of the Expendables who need to secure Vincent's crystal gem. They take him to get brain surgery in the hidden kingdom of Wisconsin from the Pink Panther movies, and before long an army of Ghost Riders show up, led by Podcast Mennonite and Corduroy Dave, and Alpha Flight jumps into action. The battle is like none other. There's Commander Adama, the War Entourage, Hunk inside Robo-Hunk, Vulcan, and Schwarmacine, and to top it all off, here comes Fjord and his friends. Things are no quieter on Tyson, where Thermos has shown up to fight. Things are going well until Dan Quayle finds out Cortana's dead and ruins everything. In no time, Steven Universe is trading his Time Turner to spare the life of Iron Lung, and Famous strands them in space as he goes to unlock the last achievement. Thrombosis appears in West Canada, rips the last power-up out of Nissan's brain, and employs the full power of the rainbow by smacking his fingers. And just like that, all your fan favorites are poofed into dust. Say goodbye to Barry Bonds, Wambo, Goop, and so many more. Out in space, Ira Glass comforts Sporty Spice as he utters his final words.
I've got a bad feeling about this.
Super-Eyed Eagle fans are treated to a post-credit scene in which Mick Foley dusts away with one last-ditch effort. An email to the marvelous Mrs. Maisel. Talk about the cliffhanger of the year. Can't wait to see what happens in Ender's Game? You're not alone. Martha's been so secretive about how this story ends that even the new Cider House trailers make sure not lot to show whether Peter Piper is still dust or not, but if you're just dying to know whether your favorite characters will be back on the big screen, a quick look at the Enron cast list confirms that they won't be. Thanks for watching!